Hey everybody, welcome back to Airsoftology Mondays, the show that answers your questions, helps you out in a pinch, and is also back from 2 weeks or a week of being gone because I was in IWA, or at IWA, I guess either is right, in or at, in Nuremberg, Germany, and getting all the cool stuff that is going on in Airsoft all around the world, specifically Europe, and the parts of that world that I've never seen before. I've never been to IWA, and it was super cool. It is SHOT Show for Europe. It's very different though. The booths are way bigger. There's so much stuff, and there's so many people exhibiting there, so many companies that, one, I've never seen before and met, and two, ones that I do know but don't exhibit at SHOT Show. It is absolutely crazy cool, and I've just finished editing the 10th video. So I have 10 videos coming from IWA. It is insane. So if you guys and gals want to see what's going on from Nuremberg, Germany, and all the new releases that you didn't see at SHOT Show, there's a few carryover items, but most are really fresh and new. A lot of cool new stuff there. I will have it all up for you starting right after this video. Like pretty much this week, running on all the way through a flood of stuff from IWA. Aside from that, we're gonna jump into questions. Got a ton of questions, a couple good juicy ones this week. Don't forget, I do have a web store if you guys wanna support the channel and get some cool swag in return. I do the corgis, like some patches that are over here. Oh, speaking of patches, I wanna show you this. The guys at Gun Gamers sent this to me. I gotta say a big shout out to all of them, Eric and the crew over at Gun Gamers. If you guys don't subscribe to their channel, do it. This is kind of a special edition gold patch they sent me with a handwritten letter all the way here to Taipei, Taiwan. Eric, thank you, brother. I am humbled by it. Seriously, guys, I'll put their channel down below. Just go mash sub over there. Funny guys, definitely a little different than what I do here, but absolutely worth the click. Anyway, enough of all that stuff. We're gonna dive on into what you're really here for, and that is your questions in the Tippmann mail call. That could be Luke 2236 writes, "Hey Jonathan, I was wondering, what is your opinion on gun thick and shoot around corners, such as the corner shot for Airsoft? I know blind fire isn't allowed due to safety concerns, but if something like this was made, would you consider it an unfair advantage? Thanks." I think if you could technically see, like the corner shot, if you guys don't know, it is this device you put a pistol in. I think it's designed for a Glock and maybe a couple other models, but a Glock. You put the pistol in, and then literally it bends, and it's got a camera on it, so you can like look around the corner. You're looking down the sights, the camera, but the gun's pointed that way, and you can kind of get the shot. It's so in the real world, someone doesn't have to expose themselves to get that very precious shot. For Airsoft, I would dare say it is probably a little bit on the unfair side and the unsafe side. I think too many arguments would come from it because of that. And I think there was a question about using periscopes in Airsoft a few weeks ago too. I can't remember if I answered that one or not. Anyway, I think that's fine to be able to peek and see. That gives you a good advantage, but it doesn't let you shoot. I think this, being able to peek around corners, would get you an incredibly unfair advantage, and also would cause a lot of arguments. Oh, you're blind firing. Well, then you got to stop the game and explain what you're using. I just think it would be too much. I think for the spirit of Airsoft, stick with the tried and true. Don't shoot it unless you can see it with your bare eyes, down your sights. That's kind of my thought on it. But I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. I mean, does something that peek around the corner with a camera? I mean, it's safe, I think, because you at least are looking at what you're going to be pulling the trigger. What do you guys think? Is it cheating? Is it unsafe or an unfair advantage? Or do you think it's cool? Let me know in the comment section below. Britain's Gamers writes, "Hey Jonathan, my mate's SR25 has broke in the past few games and has been in the shop getting repaired or upgraded multiple times. So, should he put more money into repairs or just give up and buy a new rifle?" You know, I've had a few in my life that have been issues that I've spent so much money getting up and repaired and fixed. And at some point, you might have to call it and just say, you know what, pull the plug, let the go at flat line, maybe part it out, maybe sell it for parts, be very full disclosure on it, and just pick up something new. It depends on the SR25. I'm not sure the brand you guys are running here, the one they were talking about. Some of them can be very costly to fix. I think the Classic Army uses a longer piston, longer cylinder, so some of the parts aren't readily available, and they are a little more pricey to get in there to get swapped. I've had had mixed luck with SR25s, AEGs, we're talking about AEGs here. I've always had some weird issues with a few of them I own. Some have been good. I've owned so many guns over my career in Airsoft. But the SR25 has been a kind of a thorn in my side. So my opinion is, if it's been in a few times, you're still seeing issues. If it's the same issue, a different issue, maybe try a different shop. I don't want to say they're not good techs, but it might be worth trying something different, a different shop there. Or just go ahead, see if you can get some money out of it. Don't be dishonest. Say, hey, had some problems, whatever. Post it fairly. You don't want to rip anybody off. Say, yeah, maybe a great parts gun or project gun for someone. And maybe start fresh with something new. Sand Imitations writes, hey, Jonathan, I was wondering if since Glock gave licensing rights to Elite Force for the Glock, there would be a chance that they would give rights to WE Tech, and we would get a WEG series gun locally and wouldn't need to buy them from overseas and also untrustworthy sellers. So right now, as far as I know, we're looking at 2 different vendors for the Glocks. As far as I know, WE for the Elite Force version is not on the list for those 2 vendors. There's like an affordable one, and I think there's a 3rd vendor for like a Springer for the Umarex/Elite Force. Umarex worldwide has the license. Elite Force is the brand in the United States underneath the Umarex umbrella, or Umarex umbrella for the distribution of Glocks in the United States. So that is what we're looking at here. Now, with that in mind, also all the illegal copies, they are actively, like, really going after the companies that are selling those. So you're going to see that secondary market dry up pretty quickly, except in countries where licensing just doesn't matter. I mean, I think you'll still be able to pick them up in Hong Kong. You'll be able to get them in Japan and some other places where there's a lot more difficulty getting that licensing taken care of. But if you look around the world, even places like where I live now in Taiwan, United States, Europe, they're going to aggressively go after the companies selling the illegal copies. Now, with that in mind, I was at SHOT Show, or not SHOT Show, IWA, I gotta get the shows right, and on the wall at the Cybergun booth, which they do the law enforcement Glocks, they had the higher end ones, and then they also had in the mix there a G18, and to my naked eye, it really looked like a WE. In fact, I'm 99.9% sure it was a WE hanging on the wall. Now, this is a law enforcement version. I think they might be working with them. I don't think Umarex is going to work with them because of their history. I'd be very, very surprised. If you guys don't know, they maybe not have got along. WE's, bumped heads with Umarex in the past for some licensed and unlicensed guns, like producing guns that should have had a license but didn't, or resembled them. As always, any relationship can be mended. I'm not going to say never, but I think it'll be a little harder to overcome with a company like that. Just my 2 cents. I think, personally, I have no horse in this race. So the expression is I'm not backing one or the other, but as long as it's a licensed copy and it's working with a company that has it, it's good. So I think Cybergun is showing some WE Glocks. They are going to be for law enforcement because that's it, and in France for civilian sales. So you might see them pop up in France as legally purchasable or any French territories. But aside from that, right now, worldwide for the civilian purchase outside of France and French territories, you're looking at what's out there right now, and you're not going to see WE as far as I know. Firehawk Airsoft writes, Dear Jonathan, would you consider making an arsenal or loadout video? I think a lot of people, including myself, would love to see what airsoft guns you currently have in your arsenal. Well, interesting. I kind of purged my arsenal when I made this move. I kept my pistols. They are still back in the States. I'm a little nervous about shipping them here to Taiwan, but I am starting to rebuild. In fact, the eagle-eyed people may have saw a pistol floating in the background a couple episodes ago. That is one of my newest collection. I've got a couple actually hiding behind my cabinet right here, counter, because it's a very small apartment. I got a few tucked in behind there, but I'm building it back up here in Taiwan. So I think, yeah, why not? Let me kind of get a few more in the arsenal and I'll show you guys what I have. So stay tuned on that. But until then, we're gonna still be doing the reviews and things like that always. You guys know that's my thing on the channel. A lot of the review products I get, I review, I send back. I really don't keep those. That's not really my thing. But as I build my arsenal back up, absolutely I'll get kind of a what stuff I have and what I use all here. I do have all my gear. That's true. I do have that. But as for guns, it's still pretty thin. I think I'm down to like a couple AGs and a couple pistols right now. Once it gets up to something worth filming, I'll have it out for you. Alright guys, that's it for questions this week, which means it is time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one comes from you guys, called Murdoch, and it's the video of the week. He says a short kill montage with 1911s, which is very well edited. I want to say I've highlighted this channel before. It do so many. It's like 181, 182. I've done so many of these videos. I sometimes forget the channels I've given highlights to. This is called Airsoft Mike, and a lot of CQB type indoor play. There's a little bit of Milsim on the channel, but heavy on the pistol side. I really enjoyed this video. I watched it. I was not subscribed to it, so I don't think I've highlighted him, or if I did, I forgot to mash the sub button, which I don't know why I would do that. But definitely a cool video. I like the speed, I like the editing pace, and I think this channel's got some good traction. It's got a good number of subs to get going, and it definitely for me was worth that sub button when I hit, hit the old red button there, and it switched over, and now I'm subscribed. And if you guys like what you see here, of course, don't forget to hit that sub button over on the channel, and let him know that I sent you. Always, as always, I will have the link in the description below so you guys can go to the channel or the video here I've highlighted, check it out, and see what you think. Alright guys and gals, that is it for this week. Don't forget, as I knock over my computer, which is right here where I read my questions, don't forget, this is your show. I mean, it's all about your questions and, of course, your recommendations for the video recommendation of the week. I do have some that I picked out. I've got a few as backups, but I want to always hear what your favorite Airsoft channels are. I love discovering new ones, and I also love hearing your questions. Every week I do read every single question, and I do try to get to the ones I see every week. Don't forget to vote up your favorites down there in the comment section and help each other out. It's not just questions for me, it's questions for the whole community. I know some of you want to hear my opinion, but I love seeing good comments and a good discussion going. A lot of times I'll grab a hold of those questions if there's a good discussion going on with it, because obviously it's something you're all interested in, and kind of look at both sides of the opinion on it. So anyway, until next week, go out, have some fun, play some Airsoft. Don't forget to watch all the IWA videos here on the channel. If you haven't subbed, hit the sub button, hit the notification if you are subbed so you'll be updated for all those when they drop. And until next week, go out, call your... Did I get the words right? I messed it up. Call your freaking hits. That's it.